Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of USTM podcast. I am your host, Dr. Gitartha Roy Medhi, and we are going to take a very interesting topic today. So, let's welcome our guest, Dr. Rasna Das Hazarika, Medical Superintendent and Professor in Departments of Pediatrics,
Thank
P.S. Sangma International Hospital, under University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, as we all are going to celebrate a very important week, that is the breastfeeding week from 1st August to 7th August. So, ma'am, our viewers would like to know what is the significance of this week and the reason behind celebration.
So, every year we celebrate the World Breastfeeding Week, and it is always held between 1st to 7th of August. The reason for this, for celebrating the Breastfeeding Week, is because even though everyone knows that breastfeeding is an important element for child growth and development, but still it is seen that many patients or rather many parents, the mothers do not breastfeed their babies even today. So this is the reason that we want to increase the awareness of the community, of the mothers, of the relatives, so that they will encourage breastfeeding and help the mothers to actually give breastfeeding to their children. Now, there are many barriers to breastfeeding. So, if you see the theme for this year's Breastfeeding Week celebration is closing the gap. So, closing the gap means closing all or overtaking all the barriers to breastfeeding. So, for example, for working women, which includes also women who work as a daily laborer, they may not have the time or they may not get the opportunity to breastfeed. So, we need to do something for them. The other extreme are the working mothers in offices, in universities like ours, who may be having babies at home, and many a time since they have to come back and join work, they may have to leave the babies. We know that breastfeeding is to be given from birth at least up to 2 years of age, and exclusive breastfeeding is up to 6 months. So, in those kind of mothers who have to join back early, sometimes most of the times, they will land up with a situation where they are not able to breastfeed their baby, and they will have to depend on something else for nutrition. So, in all these situations, we have to find out solutions where the mother is given the opportunity to breastfeed wherever she is, encouraged to breastfeed, and we need the society as a whole to support breastfeeding.
Thank you, ma'am. So, coming to our next question, that is like we all know that we need to raise an awareness among the common people. So, ma'am, how do you think like how much our society is aware about this importance of breastfeeding? Are they really aware, or we need to do something more regarding this?
So, very good question, Dr. Gitartha. People are aware in general that babies need to be breastfed. But over the years, what has happened is a lot of other products have come in the market, along with what I told before, that we are now having working mothers who have to go back to work early. So, as a result of that, there is a situation which is already existing in the community for the last many decades, where the breastfeeding rates have gone down. And there are people do not think it so seriously about it. Neither they take serious steps, say as a community or as an institution. I think many a times they forget that breastfeeding is an important issue, and therefore I would say that though they have the knowledge that breastfeeding should be done, but still the awareness that we need to breastfeed a baby exclusively without giving anything else up to 6 months and then up to 2 years is still lacking in the society. So yes, if you ask me, we definitely need to increase the awareness about breastfeeding and breast milk among the society. And especially today it is important because we have all become nuclear families. Initially we used to have the support of the aunt, the mother, the grandmother in the family, when there used to be the system of a joint family system. But as urbanization is increasing, as people are becoming more and more work oriented, we are getting all families, most of the families to be nuclear. So yes, for those kind of families, we need to increase the awareness about breastfeeding.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You have highlighted a very important issue that is required to be known to all the people here in the society, because nowadays the families are nuclear families, and that is why this awareness is not as much it is required. So, ma'am, I would like to request you to highlight on few more things like time, any specific time or any specific duration, and the contraindications. Is there any contraindication in breastfeeding? What do you think, ma'am?
So, very important question, Dr. Gitartha, about breastfeeding. These are actually the basics of breastfeeding. So, number one is everybody should know that every baby who is born should be breastfed right immediately after delivery, which means as soon as possible. Government of India and all our recommendations say that breastfeeding should be done to the newborn baby within 1 hour of delivery. So these days, whoever the baby is being delivered, we are giving the baby to the mother's breast right inside the labor room or in the cesarean section OT as soon as the baby is ready to be breastfed, and which is usually within the first half an hour of life. Now, this has many advantages. One is, as soon as the baby goes for breastfeeding directly after birth, baby is born as a sterile individual, because it stays inside a sterile environment in the mother's womb. And as soon as they are born, we want to expose them to the good bacteria which is there in the mother's skin. So the breastfeeding acts as the first touch for the baby, and all the good bacteria of the mother will go also in the gut when the baby starts sucking on the breast, and also from the skin to skin. That means skin of the mother to the skin of the baby. Now, why this is important? Because good bacteria helps in a lot of way to prevent allergies in the future. So breastfed babies have less allergies compared to non-breastfed babies. The second point is, it is the first immunization of the baby, because breast milk contains an immunoglobulin which is known as immunoglobulin A, and this goes and lines the intestine of the baby and helps to prevent infection in the babies. So, in common language, we know that the first milk which comes out is known as colostrum. So, this colostrum contains lot of these protective immunoglobulin or immune factors, plus they have living cells. So, all of these will help to prevent infection in the baby. And third, it is the wholesome food. So, when it is a wholesome food, it has enough of calories, protein and other good things in it, enzymes which actually help the baby to digest the milk easily. So, for all these reasons, we start breastfeeding immediately as soon as the baby is born. The second is the duration. So, all babies are to be given only breast milk, so which means exclusive breast milk. सिर्फ breast milk, माँ का दूध, सिर्फ माँ का दूध पहले 6 महीने में, और कोई चीज़ नहीं देना है. So we say that only mother's milk for the first 6 months of life. Now, why this is important? Because in many traditions, they have a system of giving some janam ghutti, then some gripe water or honey to the babies. All these are totally dangerous for the baby and should absolutely be avoided. So we are saying only mother's milk. And after 6 months, when the maturity of the baby's intestines occur, then we are introducing the solid food. So that is the reason why traditionally we have the Annaprashan or the rice eating ceremony, which is done at 6 months of age, because this is the time when the baby is ready to eat some other meal or a solid food. But we always call it a complementary feeding, because it complements the breastfeeding. So which means at 6 months of age, baby will take breastfeeding plus solid foods, and the breastfeeding is continued up to 2 years of age at least. So this is the duration of the breastfeeding in total.
Thank you, ma'am. So coming to our next question, that many of the mothers, they complain that regarding production of less milk. And ma'am, how would we know either the baby is receiving sufficient milk or not?
Very nice question. I think this is a most common problem we come across.
Yes,
in,
ma'am. Because like many
yeah.
of the patients, they do complain
Yes.
here whenever they come that there means there is production of less milk. They cannot feed the baby adequately.
And
So
they want to give something else.
yeah, they want to give something else. They always do ask like, can we give like the artificial milk powder or the bottled milk? So that's why. So we know that it is not allowed. So ma'am, would you please, like in your language, what you as a specialist, so what's your thinking?
Very, very important question. I thank you for it. So, this is one of the most important issues which mothers express in our OPD, that they are not getting enough milk. Milk, दूध कम हो रहा है, बच्चा रोता रहता है, no? So the babies keep on crying. So can we give something else? So what they have to understand is, the mothers, that in the first 3-4 days the milk production is less, which is normal, and it is only after the 3rd day that the actual flow of milk starts. But nature has provided a concentrated milk in the first 3 days, which is enough to maintain the sugar levels in the blood of the baby. So we are not really worried about it. And as soon as the mother starts taking food, taking more liquids, by the 4th day the milk flow will be very good. And by 1 week it will be so good that when the baby is being fed on one side of the breast, in fact milk comes out from the other breast. So they also come and tell us कि एक साइड से फीडिंग कर रहा है तो दूसरा साइड से निकल रहा है. So that means milk is enough. So we know that milk will only come out from the other breast during feeding only if there is enough milk. So that is number one. Number two is, how do we assess whether the baby is getting enough milk or not? So there are 3 or 4 points which we as a pediatrician will ask the mother. Number one is, does your baby go off to sleep for at least 2 to 3 hours after giving a breastfeeding? So if the answer is yes, that means the baby's stomach is full. Secondly, how many times has your baby passed urine in the last 24 hours? So usually if a baby is getting enough milk, the baby will pass minimum 6 urine in 24 hours. But when you ask the mothers, they will say, susu to they keep on doing. So they will say that the urine is being passed very frequently. We are changing the diaper or the whatever they're using quite frequently. So that gives us another idea that the baby is getting enough milk. And the third objective way how we can actually say whether the baby is getting milk or not is by looking at the weight. So we look at the weight before and the weight after when they have come and visited you. So by finding out how much is the weight gain per day, usually it is around 15 to 30 grams per day. So if that weight gain is there, then we can generally reassure the mothers that your baby is getting enough milk. The important thing here is to encourage the mother to frequently breastfeed, because we know that when the mother is frequently breastfeeding, then there are 2 hormones which are released from the brain. One which helps in production of milk, it is known as prolactin, and another which helps to express the milk, which is known as oxytocin. So the more you feed, the more the hormones will be produced, and the more prolactin is produced, the more will be the milk production. But here, if the mother, as you said, that they want to give artificial milk or powder milk or bottle milk, if they do such a kind of thing, then there will be the cycle of the hormone production will not occur. So more external feeding means less hormone production and less milk production. So we never encourage mothers to use bottles or to give artificial milk. This is a total no. So they have to feed frequently. The more frequently they feed, the more will be the milk production. So जितना ज़्यादा समय ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग या माँ अपना स्तनपान कराएगी, तो उतना ही ज़्यादा दूध का प्रोडक्शन होता है, क्योंकि दूध जब बेबी एक माँ का स्तनपान करते हैं तो 2 हार्मोन निकलते हैं ब्रेन से, एक जो दूध का प्रोडक्शन बढ़ाता है और दूसरा जो दूध का रिलीज़ बढ़ाता है, मतलब जब बच्चा सक करेंगे तो बच्चे को दूध अच्छा से मिलेगा. तो इसीलिए जितना ज़्यादा ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग कराएंगे उतना ही ज़्यादा मिल्क का प्रोडक्शन होगा. अगर बीच में हम लोगों ने कुछ आर्टिफिशियल मिल्क दे दिया या बॉटल से फीडिंग कर दिया, तो उस समय में क्या होगा कि ये हार्मोन रिलीज़ नहीं होंगे, तो हार्मोन नहीं रिलीज़ होंगे तो फिर मिल्क प्रोडक्शन कम हो जाएगा, दूध कम बनेगा, तो इस हिसाब से बेबी को ज़्यादा ही लॉस होगा। तो इसीलिए ये बिल्कुल ही नहीं करना चाहिए कि सिर्फ माँ का दूध पिलाना चाहिए और बाहर का जो हम लोग बोलते हैं ना बॉटल का दूध या पाउडर दूध, ये सब बिल्कुल नहीं देना चाहिए। ये बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ है, इसमें ध्यान रखें लोग।
थैंक यू सो मच मैम। मैडम जैसे देखा जा रहा है कि मतलब जैसे आपने बताया अभी कि मतलब क्या करना चाहिए, ऐसे अभी हमारे देश बोल के नहीं है, सो इन अदर पार्ट्स ऑफ द कंट्रीज ऑल्सो जो हम लोग देखते हैं सुनते हैं दैट फ्यू मदर्स दे डू हेजिटेट टू फॉलो दिस हैबिट ऑफ ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग। बच्चे होने के बाद भी वो लोग चाहते हैं कि हम लोग आर्टिफिशियली ही कुछ दें, तो इसका क्या कारण हो सकता है कि वो लोग क्यों डरते हैं, क्यों हिचकिचाते हैं कि हम नहीं, हम लोग के ये मतलब जिसको हम लोग हिंदी में स्तनपान बोलते हैं, तो उस चीज़ को नहीं फॉलो करेंगे, हम लोग बच्चे को आर्टिफिशियल दूध देंगे। इसका कारण क्या हो सकता है मैम?
तो इसमें एक तो है ज्ञान, दैट मीन्स देर इज़ नो नॉलेज अमॉन्ग द मदर्स दैट ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग इज़ द बेस्ट। बहुत लोगों को अभी भी ये समझ में नहीं आता है कि स्तनपान करना सबसे बढ़िया चीज़ है बच्चे के लिए। दूसरा चीज़ है, कुछ मदर्स ऐसे हैं जो अपना फिगर मेंटेन करना चाहते हैं। ये लोग सोचते हैं कि ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग
Yes.
करेंगे तो फिगर खराब होगा, लेकिन बट दैट इज़ अ टोटली रॉन्ग
And we
कॉन्सेप्ट।
do get such cases in OPD. ये आते भी हैं ऐसे
yes,
कि मतलब
yes,
हम लोग
we
नहीं
get,
करेंगे क्योंकि
yeah.
फिगर खराब हो जाएगा।
So this is more in the elite, in the upper echelons of society, that they think that if they breastfeed, then their figure will be bad. But one very important thing these mothers should know, that those mothers who breastfeed their babies have less chance of getting breast as well as ovarian cancer. So जो माँ अपने बच्चे को स्तनपान कराते हैं उन माँओं में ब्रेस्ट और ओवेरी का कैंसर कम होता है, तो इसीलिए स्तनपान करना चाहिए। और अगर आप कोई कैंसर सर्जन से पूछेंगे कि ब्रेस्ट कैंसर वाले मदर्स में या लेडीज़ में उनका सबसे एक कॉमन चीज़ होता है कि आइदर तो ये अनमैरिड है और दे हैव नॉट ब्रेस्ट फेड। सो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम यू विल फाइंड दैट द लेडीज़ हु हैव ब्रेस्ट कैंसर are the ones who have not done breastfeeding, or they were unmarried and so they did not have babies. So this is a very important message that the society should understand, that if you give breastfeeding, the incidence of breast cancer, which is very high by the way in the Northeast, will be less, and also the incidence of ovarian cancer will be less. So this is protective actually for the mother. And there are very few reasons why a mother cannot breastfeed. Number one is mother is suffering from cancer of the breast or of any cancer, and she's taking some anti-cancer medicine. If she's taking some medicine which is related to thyroid, like anti-thyroid. Third is if there is an infection in that breast. So if you see, the number of reasons for not breastfeeding is only 3. So therefore no mother can come up with any excuse that they cannot breastfeed. सो ब्रेस्ट फीड अगर स्तनपान नहीं करना चाहते हैं, या हम लोग कभी कभी बहुत कम रीज़न के लिए ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग बंद करते हैं। एक तो है कि माँ को खुद कैंसर है या कुछ ट्रीटमेंट ले रही है कैंसर का दवाई से, दूसरा है कि कोई एंटी थायराइड का मेडिसिन ले रहे हैं, और तीसरा है कि जो ब्रेस्ट से आप स्तन से आप फीडिंग कर रहे हो उसमें कोई इन्फेक्शन है। तो ये 3 ही कारण है जहाँ पे आप ब्रेस्ट फीड नहीं कर सकते हैं। तो इसीलिए कोई माँ ये नहीं बोल सकती कि मेरा कोई बहुत ज़्यादा वजह है कि हम ब्रेस्ट फीड नहीं करेंगे। सो यस, यू सी देयर आर वेरी वेरी फ्यू रीजंस।
थैंक यू सो मच मैम। एंड नाउ कमिंग टू आवर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, दैट इज़, हम लोग को जैसे पता है इस बार का थीम जो है दैट इज़ क्लोजिंग द गैप, जैसे आपने बताया। सो व्हाट इज़ दिस क्लोजिंग द गैप, और इसमें हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं? इज़ देयर एनी गैप जिसको हम लोग को कम करना है या बंद करना है या ख़त्म करना है? सो मैडम, वुड यू प्लीज़ हाईलाइट ऑन दिस?
श्योर। आई थिंक द थीम itself says that there are lots of gaps, so we will definitely have to address each of them.
Okay ma'am.
So first and foremost is, as I said, we are all nuclear families now, so we don't have our grandmothers or aunts to teach us about breastfeeding. So we, the medical community as a whole, should take up this job of talking about breastfeeding to the mothers right from the time when they first start coming for their first checkup during the pregnancy. So we have to talk about care of the breast, we have to encourage them to eat good food, and also teach them about the breastfeeding position, how we will know that the baby will be holding the breast properly, and in general what are the benefits of breastfeeding. So if we start telling them at every visit, they will be more than convinced. Many hospitals have yoga programs for mothers, and which help not only for the pregnancy as a whole, but also in the proper breast development and the future breastfeeding. Secondly, when the baby is delivered, we are already doing it, and we should encourage everybody that give the first breastfeed as soon as possible after birth. So once the mother holds the baby and starts giving the breastfeed, there is an emotional bond which is developed between the baby and the mother. So that is important. That emotional bonding is important. Third is, when they are in the hospital with us, we must talk to them. Our nurses are trained to go and teach them the proper position, help them if they have any problems. Third is, when they go back home, they should, the parents or the grandparents or any relative who is there should always encourage them to breastfeed. If they have to go back to work, their workplace should have a facility where they will be able to breastfeed their babies without any, feeling embarrassed. So if you see in our OPD in pediatrics and in the ward also, we have a breastfeeding room. So this is in fact mandatory for many hospital accreditation, that we have to have a breastfeeding room where the mothers can sit and breastfeed.
Even in malls and public places
yes,
also,
even
right?
in malls, in public places. And if you have traveled to Guwahati airport, you will see that there is a separate room for breastfeeding for mothers. In fact, we worked for it. And third is the maternity leave.
Yes.
So Government of India has already approved 6 months maternity leave for mothers, so that the working mothers will not have any problem in at least giving exclusive breastfeeding for the next 6 months of the baby's age. And even we know that we have to continue breastfeeding up to 2 years of age of the child. So even if they come back to work after 6 months, then there should be a area in the workplace or a crèche where the mothers can keep their babies, and whenever they are in between work, they can go and breastfeed their children. So in the New Zealand Assembly and all, you must have seen the MP herself is breastfeeding in the assembly. So they are, they don't have any embarrassment. But in our country, many women would not like to breastfeed openly. So we would need such a facility to be there. And third is, discourage bottle feeding. It's a total no, because when you bottle feed the baby and the way they breastfeed, the system is totally different. So bottle feeding is very easy for the baby. We humans always take up the easy way out. So if you bottle feed, baby doesn't have to work hard. The milk just flows down by gravity, and baby actually doesn't have to work. So once they get used to the bottle, they do not want to suck on the breast, because that will take some work. So we are absolutely, we should be aware that nipple confusion occurs in the baby when you bottle feed, and therefore you should not bottle feed at all. And bottle feed itself is very unhygienic, because we can never maintain good sterility, and they get frequent diarrhea, ear infection, and even pneumonia. In studies, it has been seen that those babies who are bottle fed have more of these infections. And artificial milk, total no. So this should, and they should always, if they have a doubt, they should always visit their pediatrician and get their doubts, cleared up. And we are always there to help them to breastfeed.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now, regarding nutrition, so it is a very important issue. So what do you suggest the dietary plan for the breastfeeding mothers? So what should be their diet so that they can produce more milk for their babies, sufficient milk, I mean to say, for their babies?
Another very important question, Dr. Gitartha. Thank you so much. So this is actually one of my favorite questions to answer regarding nutrition during breastfeeding. First and foremost, the mother has to take an extra meal. Normally, if she's taking 3 meals, then for the baby, she should take 1 meal extra. That is a general rule. Second, they can eat anything they want, but it is better if they avoid some spicy foods, because they may land up with gastritis. And one thing which I would like to tell our viewers is, whatever the mother eats, the flavor of the food goes in the breast milk. So if a mother is eating, like in this season, if they're eating mangoes, the breast milk for that, after 2-3 hours will have the mango flavor. If they're eating carrots, it will be carrot flavor. If they're eating bananas, it will be banana flavor. And once the baby takes that milk, the baby's brain catches that flavor, and a phenomenon known as imprinting occurs in the brain. So this is a very interesting phenomena where the taste of mango or banana of any food is remembered by the baby's brain, and this is known as imprinting.
Okay, it's something new for many of us.
Yes, and this is very exciting because once the taste is imprinted in the memory of the baby, at 6 months of age plus, when we start introducing solid food, you give a mango or you give a banana, the baby's brain remembers that taste and will immediately accept that food. So this, very interesting study was done among 2 sets of mothers, one who were fed carrots and the other who were not fed carrots. So the mothers who were fed carrots, their babies accepted carrot as a food very easily, and those mothers who did not take carrot during breastfeeding, the babies did not accept carrot. So this is what I tell my patients, I tell the mothers that eat a variety of fruits. There is no contraindication or there is nothing that you should not eat. You should drink lots of fluid, whether it's milk, soup or fruits. Many in our society don't allow them to have fruits because they say the ghao pak jayega, They have a concept that the wound will get infected. But actually the real truth is that all fruits contain a good amount of vitamin C, which actually helps in wound healing. So through this podcast, I would like to inform our mothers, eat whatever you want, there is no restriction. Eat lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, a variety of foods, so that when you are giving solid foods, your baby will accept all of these foods easily. And of course, you have to avoid junk food. There are many mothers who want to take momos and stuff like that from outside, but that is actually to be avoided, because if you want a healthy baby with a very good IQ, then it is better that your nutrition during breastfeeding as well as during pregnancy should be extremely good.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's really very interesting. It's मतलब सब कुछ नया था जो आपने बताया अभी, और आई थिंक ऑल आवर व्यूअर्स दे हैव एंजॉयड दिस, क्योंकि कई लोगों को ये चीज़ नहीं पता होता है और जिसको आपने अभी हाईलाइट किया. सो मैडम, आते हैं हम लोग के आखिरी सवाल पे, जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट मैं मानता हूँ. जैसे कि लाइक आवर हॉस्पिटल, आवर इंस्टीट्यूशन पी ए सांगमा इंटरनेशनल मेडिकल कॉलेज, जो हम लोग वी आर गोइंग टू ऑब्जर्व दिस डे, वी आर गोइंग टू सेलिब्रेट दिस डे. तो इसमें मैडम हम लोग क्या क्या कर रहे हैं, हम लोग का एक्टिविटीज़ क्या रहेगा यहाँ पे, तो हम सोसाइटी को क्या देने वाले हैं इसके जरिए, हम लोग क्या व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू कन्वे टू दिस सोसाइटी. मैम, तो कुछ बताएंगे इसके बारे में?
Yes, Dr. Gitatha, we are very, very excited for the celebration of the World Breastfeeding Week at our institute. So I think the first instance of doing anything for society is educating ourselves. So for this, we have organized some activities for our staff, especially the nurses, because they are the first contact person with the patient. So we have organized a poster competition on the theme. Secondly, we are having a quiz for them. And thirdly, we are having community outreach programs where we are going to do not only a health camp for children and babies, but also go to the community, and in our PHC, which is attached to our hospital, we are going to go and talk about breastfeeding, the benefits of breastfeeding, as well as the positions of breastfeeding, the proper position. And we are going to take questions from them if they have any issues about breastfeeding, any doubts, then we will make sure that we reply to these in a language that they understand. So we are very excited because we have a lot of activities lined up for the institute as well as for the community.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम. सो कई सारे एक्टिविटीज़ हम लोग करने वाले हैं, कई नई चीज़ें हम लोगों को मतलब बताने जा रहे हैं उनको. वो लोग हम लोग के इस जो एक्टिविटीज़ वगैरह होने जा रहे हैं, व्हाट एवर वी आर गोइंग टू डू, लाइक क्विज, देन पोस्टर्स, और जैसे कि आपने बताया कि दैट वी आर गोइंग टू ऑर्गेनाइज हेल्थ कैंप्स ऑल्सो, नॉट ओनली फॉर बेबीज बट फॉर द अदर्स ऑल्सो. सो वी आर गोइंग टू स्प्रेड द अवेयरनेस अमॉन्ग द common people. So thank you so much ma'am for your knowledgeable this episode, and definitely to all our viewers that we will be coming up again with a very interesting and productive topic on healthcare. Till then, stay safe stay healthy, and wish you all with a very good health. Thank you so much. See you all again very soon.
Thank you.